Hello everyone, it's Mike from Chess Lifestyle, and today we've got a bit of an interesting video because it's kind of in between like a vlog as well as a normal stream because I want to be training with a real board today. So as you can see, I've got the board set up and we'll be having a look at some calculation exercises in just a second. But what I wanted to start with is I wanted to share a bit of an embarrassing story. And I'm not proud of it at all, and I think that's why I want to share it, because I think the more public these things are, the more accountable I can hold myself to it, right? So basically, if you saw my most recent upload, I had this bullet binge, right? And probably I coined it as something a bit prettier than that, but recently I've been kind of playing too much bullet again, and yesterday I had a really degenerate session, let's put it that way, where I basically played all through the night essentially, but it kind of got to the point of where I was playing and not even processing what I was kind of doing. It was kind of just almost the level of these degenerate gamblers who are clicking these slot machines. It's almost as bad as that, I think. And I really was very tilted as well because I'd gained 30 points in the start of my session. I felt like I was very on form. I felt like I was very sharp, and somehow the nuts and bolts came loose. I was probably too late in the day. I'd actually done quite a lot of work that day, so I was quite exhausted and had a good productive day. But then basically I just kept playing and ended up dropping 150 points or whatever, which as you know from some of my videos on this channel, I have expressed repeatedly the importance of setting yourself these rating limits in order to keep yourself in check when you play online chess. And particularly one of the most important rating limits that you can make use of is this rule, which I like to call the Caius rule, which is when you play an online session, if you gain 25 points, you have to stop. If you lose 25 points, you also have to stop. And also if you go into the negative, as soon as you get back into the positive, you have to stop. Because that way, you kind of minimize the number of times you have a tilt. You also minimize how big the tilt is. And you also are a bit more realistic about how much you can gain in a single session. Because if you're already pushing towards your peak, to gain more than 25 in a single session is already quite ambitious. And here I was gaining 30. But rather than take my winnings, instead I suddenly have the very immature mindset of, oh, I am the best bullet player in the world, I'm gonna get to 2700 today. And of course it's just completely stupid to have such crazy delusions about your ability. And then of course when you're tilting and you're losing all these points and you keep telling yourself, oh, I'm gonna be able to gain it all back, these guys are playing like trash, but at the end of the day I'm playing even worse, right? And I'm just blundering a piece every single game, and that normally doesn't happen, so I should be able to pick up on this and stop. And I was able to pick up on it, but I just couldn't stop, right? So basically today I had a very rough day in general because I had no sleep, and I was meeting up with a friend as well, and I didn't want to just completely nod off during our meetup, right? So it's these actions have consequences, and I just wanted to say that today I feel quite good about the fact that I'm actually taking some action towards avoiding this kind of stuff in the future. And what I've decided is firstly, I'm going to get back to 2550 bullets because I know that I can, and I know on a normal day it shouldn't be so difficult. So I will get back to 2550 bullet, but once I get there and I start actually pushing towards 2700, this kind of peak rating that I think I can obtain if I really focus and set my mind to it, like the challenge. What I'm going to do is I'm going to force myself to make use of this Caius rule, this plus 25 minus 25 rule. And if I break it in a single session, okay, if I break it by accident, that's one thing, but if I break it on purpose, and I realize that, I've just gone full degen and I'm just playing games to be stupid, I have to transfer my friend 50 quid. And the idea of giving this friend £50 of my hard-earned cash is such a terrible, terrible thought that I think it's going to be the thing that I need to actually, stop me from doing this. So that's basically the limit I've set myself to basically enable me to give, actually use the limits that I know are tried and tested, and they work and they're great. So that is basically the revelation I had. I mean, basically, today was just a nightmare due to this, completely unhinged, degenerate behavior, and I think there's this kind of obsessive, almost addictive personality. It has its perks, but it also has its cons, right? Because in terms of perks, if I get really invested in something positive, then I can really sesh it for hours on end and make some meaningful progress in this area. For instance, writing this Chessable book, this has been very useful for that, because some days I would just spend hours and hours and hours writing, and I've got that dog in me to grind, right? But when it turns into something negative and I'm grinding something negative, then I also have this problem where it's very difficult to, see the bigger picture, and I'm just completely in this bubble of hate and addiction, basically. So yeah, I think this rule to transfer my friend £50 when I don't apply these rating limits will be a really good incentive for me to actually fix this aspect. And I hope that actually maybe this could be the last time that I'm having some degenerate binge, because it needs to stop. I'm 26 years old. You literally need to get your shit together, with these kind of aspects. So bit of a unfortunate start, let's say, but okay. The fact is we're making tangible action and improvement on this matter, so this is good to note. But okay, let's now get into some calculation exercises. So I've actually done 3 of these already, and I actually want to try them again, because basically I'm not completely happy with my effort in them. I think I want to give them one more try. But first, let's set up this new exercise. You guys can give it a go. I'll be looking on the board. I don't know actually if you want to be seeing my reaction or you want to see the pieces as well. Maybe this is good. Maybe I can. I don't know what's preferred. Okay, let's see the pieces, and if anyone has any preferences, then maybe you guys want to see my reaction as I struggle with these exercises. Okay. But yeah, I've got a chess lesson to teach in just under an hour. So we've basically got just under an hour to try and do some calculation, which is better than nothing. And yeah, these exercises are from my coach. So for the month of March, we had a video call instead. But now for April, I want to get back to these weekly calculation exercises. So really big shout out to Roger for preparing these for me, and wanna try and test my abilities. And I mean, calculation in general is just such a brutal thing to work at because it's not like, you know, let's say reading a book and gaining some chess strategy and something like this where you can tangibly understand like the way in which you've gained and improved, or even like analyzing your own games. Like when you analyze your own games, you can immediately see the improvement in your understanding. But when it's like just calculating, I mean, it's just such a gradual process of improvement. I mean, it's just and it's a lot of effort as well, but yeah, I mean, it works. It works. You just gotta trust the process, basically. But okay, so I think I've got this correctly set up. This is Black's turn to play. I haven't seen the position before. And yeah, let's think about it for like, I guess 5-10 minutes, and then I'll discuss with you all of my thoughts. Also, welcome Gloin to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Hope introduction wasn't too heavy as well. Yeah, one last thing I'll say about the thing I was mentioning in the introduction is that I think this kind of behavior of being able to just completely tilt and essentially throw away your hard work just because of your mood, I think it's like such a dangerous headspace to be in and allow yourself to be in, that I think if you are someone who has these tendencies, it's like something you really need to like work harder to keep in check. Because I think if you just allow yourself to behave like this, I mean, it's such a slippery slope, then it's like, what else are you able to just, you know, throw away just for the sake of throwing away because you're in a bad mood? It's like really really scary. So yeah, I think yeah, I'm excited to try these limits that I've placed on myself, and we'll see if I actually manage to stick to it. I mean, either I stick to it or I go broke having to send my friend all this money. So and I'm not prepared to do that. So that's at least one good thing. Like I'm very cheap and very stingy when it comes to money. So like yeah, that should be all right. Okay, let's stop procrastinating and think. Okay, Black to play. Oh god. So yeah, after like we think for 5-10 minutes, then you guys can send your paragraphs of analysis that you've considered, and then we'll discuss together. And unfortunately, yeah, I won't be able to give you guys a definitive answer because I don't want to check with an engine. I want to wait for my feedback from Roger. But maybe next stream I can share some feedback, or you guys can check with an engine yourself, like in your own time. But obviously, don't tell me the actual answer. I don't want to know. What time did I start thinking? I think around 10 past, so maybe it's been like 3 minutes. Who was the grandmaster who said like that quote of in big like open tournaments, it's not about chess skill, it's like who can have the best sleep. Whoever manages to find the way to have the best rest wins the tournament, or something like this. And I think it's so true. Like the state of like my brain is just like so fried from yesterday that like it's really a struggle to calculate anything, to be honest. Okay, let me discuss what I've been thinking. The annoying thing is I don't have like a final move right now. So maybe I'll think for like one more minute just to like try and at least have some answer on what I'd actually play. I can't make anything quite work to my satisfaction. Okay, I think I've got my move at least. So let me share my answers, and then I will check chat. Move this back up. I'll check chat. What your guys' answers are. So first of all, to begin with an evaluation, we should understand that we have the same number of pawns, but we are an exchange down. So we've got a bishop for a rook. That means we do have the bishop pair. With regards to the pawns, I mean, we've got this very advanced pawn on e2, which, you know, has some potential to be annoying at the very least. In terms of the pieces, I mean, this bishop on d5 is quite nice. Like, it's on a nice sticky square, controlling lots more squares. The queen is also pointing towards the line of the king, and actually in combination with the knight, that gives you ideas of maybe like bishop g5 or g5 to potentially open up that diagonal to attack. None of our pieces are hanging. Actually, same goes for white. None of white's pieces are hanging either. And yeah, I was trying to think like what are our plans, what are white's plans. So I mean, our plans, I mean, maybe one plan is to like actually try and make use of the fact that we can bring our queen in, so a move like g5. Obviously, they cannot take the pawn because queen takes h2 is checkmate. So maybe that's one plan, one candidate plan. Another candidate plan or candidate idea is just simply to try and hang on to that e2 pawn, because yeah, if we can hang on to it, then white always has to watch out for it and keep an eye on it, which then limits white's options in terms of doing their own plan. So that's also another plan. Maybe we can even combine the plans, which is kind of where I was thinking with my move, but we'll come to that. I also tried to think like what is white aiming to do. So of course white would love to just take that e2 pawn and get rid of it, although it's not quite simple because queen takes e2 can be met with queen takes f4, which needs to be, you know, evaluated. But in terms of like the actual plan for white, I think white generally just wants to make progress slowly but surely on the queen side, like play like rook b1, rook b6, try and pick up this a pawn, then get the knight back into the game, push that a pawn, and eventually win. And basically just, you know, hold the fort on the king side and make sure that black doesn't get activity. And yeah, in contrast then, black kind of needs to you know, get something going on the king side in order to, yeah, give themselves a chance. So that was like my evaluation. And then I started to try and think of like candidate moves that might make sense here. So I considered pawn to g5, I considered bishop to g5, I considered bishop takes c5, in case that did anything. Are there any more? That's the thing, like I really struggled to find useful candidate moves here. Because there's not a move that actually just protects the e2 pawn, although okay, we don't need to protect it immediately given the f4 pawn hangs as a result. But maybe then, yeah, if we've got the time to actually you know, spend an extra move, then maybe a candidate move like knight f6 even, which looks ridiculous just to go back. But in terms of defending the pawn, it makes sense, because if white plays the move g3 to protect f4, then you can play bishop f3, And in this instance, there's no queen d3 to attack the bishop, because at least you can drop the bishop back to bishop g4. And then you keep defending the pawn, and actually, yeah, this actually looks very pleasant as well. It's very different to the kind of attacking ideas of g5 or bishop g5, but it looks good as well. Because, for instance, let's say you go g5, and they play g3 to try and keep solid. If you try and combine this with this idea of playing bishop f3 to defend the e2 pawn, then white can play queen d3, and we can't support the bishop with a piece, like our queen can't either, like the knight on a5 is controlling that. So I feel like that's a bit of a dead end. Although I'm just seeing now actually, pawn to g5, pawn to g3, bishop f3, queen d3, maybe we can go bishop h1, given they cannot take because of knight f2 with the fork. But bishop h1, I mean, like, what are we even doing there? I mean, they probably just take on e2, and then we're just, you know, achieve nothing with that motif. And there's no changing of move orders that affects anything. So yeah, I don't think that did anything. Knight f6 would be such a funny solution, though. I mean, it could be knight f6. I mean, I'm trying to make g5 work, like g5, pawn to g3, and then pawn takes f4. I wasn't sure if they would take the pawn of the queen. Maybe they're actually open to taking with the queen. But I kind of felt that, you know, does this inclusion help white or help black? If, let's say, g5, g3, g takes f4, g takes f4, and I feel like it helps black because yeah, we want the counterplay on the king side, so we want to eventually play like king h8 and rook g8 and get something going. So I wonder if we can do that, like g5, g3, g takes f4, g takes f4, and then even go back to this plan of knight f6. I mean, why not? Like, include these two moves and then play this plan of protecting the e-pawn. The thing is, on g5, g3, if g takes f4, what if queen takes f4? Are we really happy to trade queens? I mean, if we trade queens, queen takes f4, g takes f4, then I guess the pawn on e2 is no longer being attacked, and we do have a move in hand, which should hopefully be useful then. Maybe we could play a move like king f7, maybe they play rook e1, go rook g8. Don't know if they can already take on e2 and get away with it. So yeah, this is kind of where I'm at with my thinking. Let me check out chat. So, okay, Gloin answered first. So Gloin says, white's kingside doesn't have many pieces defending it, so maybe we can take advantage of it. Bishop on e7 is not doing much, but we can improve it. I was thinking maybe bishop h4, but g3 is next. Right. Yeah, so bishop h4 is interesting, but indeed g3 is playable, and I think g3, I mean, it weakens the white squares around the king, but it does strengthen that f4 pawn. So I wonder if this is really an asset, and also, yeah, we lose that crucial tempo, which I think could be quite important here. Bishop g5 was a candidate move of mine as well, but I just thought after g3, then they really are threatening to just take our bishop, and I don't really see what we've achieved with bishop g5. So, yeah. Noyan is saying bishop h4, welcome to the stream, Noyan. On g3, I was looking at knight h2, wow. It crossed my mind for a brief second, but I didn't see the point. So wait, bishop h4, g3, knight takes h2. If king takes h2, then what on earth could be the idea? Yeah, I don't see it. Yeah, I think bishop h4, g3, knight takes h2, king takes h2. I don't really see what the follow-up is. Yeah. f4 pawn is super annoying and preventing us from executing a powerful attack. Mittens the God is a great name. That's a random comment, Josh. I mean, Mittens the God sent me a challenge. I see. I did not see the challenge. Yeah, Mittens the God is a student of a friend of mine, and he played in the most recent Chessable Grand Prix. So yeah, like strong player for sure. Strong player. But no, unfortunately, you know what? Maybe I'll drop him a message. Hopefully, there's nothing like. Okay, good. I didn't want to expose his email or something if he was sharing it for the Chessable membership. Streaming some calculation on Chess Lifestyle. If you wanna join. Okay. Yeah. So I guess I need to make this choice now. Do I want to play with knight f6, knight e4, or do I want to include g5? So let's really try and make an effort. g5, g3. If pawn takes f4, queen takes f4, is this better for me or not? Like, do we need the queens on? G5, G3, pawn takes, queen takes, pawn takes. I don't think it is a good idea to trade queens. Somehow I feel like white's rooks will become stronger, and our minor pieces will just have less play without being able to coordinate with the queen. So then I'm wondering, maybe it's just knight f6. I mean, like, as crazy as a move as it is, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, knight f6, they can't take on e2 because I take on f4, and at least I've got something then. And if knight f6, g3, then we've got bishop f3. The more I look at it, the more I like it. Yeah, I think I'm going to lock in knight f6. I think knight f6 is my answer. G3 would be such a weakening move. Our bishop's on the diagonal. If only we could bring our queen in. Yeah. I mean, I wonder if we have the time to play like bishop a8, queen d7, queen d5, but it feels so incredibly slow. What's it like? G5, G3, bishop A8. Just don't believe it. Queen takes E2. Yeah, I can't believe that this is working. It's a super slow plan, but I wonder if you could induce G3 with bishop H4, then play to get your queen to D5. Seems like a natural square. I'll assume that's a square. There's an orange blocking the word. But very slow. Yeah, I can't think of a way to make that fast enough. But what do you guys think of my knight f6 move? I actually really like it, knight f6. I mean, okay, what else can white do? Like, if we play knight f6, what if they play like rook e1 to try and win the pawn that way? I mean, rook e1 is met by knight e4. Queen e3, knight takes c3, queen takes c3, queen takes f4. And again, we win this pawn. You know what? I really like this knight f6. I think. Oh, the setup. Okay, close enough. Yeah. Okay. Let's lock this in then. So let me type this all out. So okay. Right. So my move is knight f6. I mean, what can we say at the start? Is there anything to mention? So I'll just write. Black is down an exchange, so needs to find some counterplay, otherwise white will slowly but surely win on the queen side, rook b1, rook b6, etc. Black has two objectives, either to make a kingside attack work, or at least protect the e2 pawn. After some analysis, my answer is the unusual looking knight f6. Okay, so to show all of my candidates, g5 was a candidate, bishop g5 was a candidate, bishop takes c5 was a candidate, but dismissed this pretty quickly. g5, this was the position that sparked my idea for knight f6. If we provoke g3, we get a chance to defend our e2 pawn with bishop f3, but currently the bishop is restricted. With one knight f6, we free the bishop. Oh, but wait, hold on a sec. I mean, the line I'm suggesting is provoking g3, but in this position we never provoke g3, right? But the thing is, the pawn is still being attacked, so if they want... Yeah, no. So this is still provoking g3. Yeah. Bishop to retreat to g4 if necessary. Yeah, so basically my answer was knight. Yeah, and this was also something on my mind. So this feels like an improved version of one knight f6, but I didn't like free queen takes f4. So I think this is strong. My feeling is that without queens, this is in white's favor, mostly due to the minor pieces not having a queen to coordinate with to cause problems. Yeah, so this queen takes f4 was my problem with this. Yeah, queen d3 was good. Bishop g5 simply doesn't work, just because g3 and I think like what was my exact problem with this? God, I'm like looking on the screen compared to on the board. I'm suddenly forgetting everything. Maybe just this or something. I don't know. This already seems enough. The queen is still defending the knight, so yeah. So knight f6. My logic is that the e pawn can't be taken just yet due to queen takes f4. So we have time to improve our position. So we had two candidate lines here, rook e1, which I didn't think was very good in the end because of this. And if g3, then bishop f3. White may defend the f pawn in order to capture the e pawn that this allows. This allows bishop f3. And yeah, then I felt like this is actually very alright. And rook e1, I felt like this was strong as well. So was there anything else to add here? I mean, I felt like this was already good. Yeah, I think that's my answer. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. These are calculation exercises from my coach. Yeah, we're just we just restarted these exercises for April. I'm getting sent some exercises to solve every week, as opposed to just having lessons, because I felt like this would benefit me more than face-to-face lessons, given I'm not playing any big tournaments recently. Last month we decided to have a lesson because I had this like KL gateway and I had some specific questions to cover. But yeah, I felt like this was a nice thing to work at as an alternative to conventional lessons. Yeah, okay. I'll let you guys know if I get this one right. We've probably got time for one more. So I think, God, which one do I want to have another go at? I mean, this one was an absolute nightmare to try and work out, but maybe I can give it another go, or maybe I even try this one again. Maybe this one's a little bit smaller. Maybe this one's a little bit more manageable. But there's less to calculate. I really don't know. Now, you know what? I'll do this one in my own time. I'll give this one more go before I submit, and let's actually do this one on stream. So as you can see, I've got a bunch of answers already, but I want to give it another go. Matthew, sorry, I just saw your message now. Is there bishop h4, g3, bishop takes g3? I mean, bishop takes g3 with h takes g3. Followed by queen f7, queen h5. Wow. Let's have a quick look at this actually. Didn't cross my mind. I'll also make a note that I'll just write. Oh, whoops. Let me get back. I'll just put. Don't think I've seen this position before. Just as a disclaimer. Oh yeah, we were gonna check out this idea. So it was bishop h4, pawn to g3, bishop takes g3, h takes g3, and queen f7. That's a really cool way to mobilize your pieces. I wonder if you've got the time though. So bishop h4, g3, bishop takes g3, pawn takes g3, queen f7, maybe just queen takes e2, queen h5. Holy crap, there's checkmate on h1. What an insane idea, Matthew. That's so cool. Bishop h4, g3, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen f7. How do we deal with this? That's utterly unbelievable if it works. That's crazy. G3, bishop takes, queen f7. I mean, 3 pieces to checkmate an open king. This is the rule. Wow. That's incredible. I mean, it's so simple, but just absolutely not on my radar. Bishop h4, g3. I'm really determined to find an answer to it because I don't want to believe that it's true, but I mean, it looks incredible. I mean, yeah, the bishop is so strong on d5, it makes sense that this exists. I just didn't have the belief at all. Wow, okay. So bishop h4, g3. I guess g3 is forced as well. I mean, how else do you... I mean, is there a threat though? Bishop h4? Is bishop f2 such a big deal? You can always go king h1. Yeah, that's insane. That's insane. Oh, I'm Mittens, by the way. Damn, Mittens. That's a nice find. Jesus. Yeah, Apollo, exactly. Is G3 force. Welcome to the stream as well. Queen e2 before g3, I meant. What do you mean queen e2 before g3? Aha, okay. So if bishop h4, queen takes e2, then I guess queen takes f4. If g3 then, you can still go bishop takes g3, pawn takes g3, queen takes g3. Damn. Yeah, and king f1, just knight h2 on knight e3 and it's over. Actually, Mittens, how have you gotten so good at your tactics? Because I realize that's like definitely one of your strong suits from the limited amount of chess that I've seen of yours. I know we've also played, but I can't remember our results. I think I have a plus score against you. I hope I do, for my own self-esteem. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, how have you gotten so good at like spotting these like attacking maneuvers? I mean, is it something you've studied, or is it just something you naturally just pick up from the games that you play? I mean, you also play quite an aggressive repertoire, right? So maybe that's why it's like more in tune with like your experience. I think if you play a lot of aggressive chess, puzzle streak and puzzle rush is good. Okay, fair. I mean, to me, like to see this idea, it's way more than puzzle rush. Unless maybe you're just a god at puzzle rush and you're getting to really high numbers where the exercises aren't as difficult. Puzzle streak, though, I can believe paying off here. Yeah, no, that's really nice. Use woodpecker method as well. Okay, I can sense the woodpecker vibes of this one. Yeah. I also did woodpecker in the build-up to my tournaments last summer, and it absolutely helped considerably in terms of like finding these finishing blows. So yeah, I should get back into it. I just really I'm very lazy and hate doing it, which is why I don't do it. But yeah, maybe in the build-up to some tournaments, then I'll reconsider this woodpecker. It's good to be reminded of it. But yeah, okay, so bishop h4. It's not forcing g3 though. I mean, is there anything else white can try? The thing is, like, what can white do? What if white plays a move like h3? Just to try and kick the knight. bishop h4, h3. Maybe we've got bishop f2 check, king h1 is forced, and then knight to e3. Basically preparing queen takes f4 to bring in the queen. And also knight e3 threatens bishop takes g2 check as well. So that's probably good enough. That's insane. That's insane. That's so nice. Yeah. Okay. I will make a note of this. I'll just put. Unfortunately, I did not come close to considering this move, but a friend of mine found it. With this idea. This is crazy. Yeah, and the point is like there's really nothing to do here. If h3, then they'll simply this is good enough. This is already enough. And on queen takes e2. Yeah, I mean this looks plenty. Plenty strong enough, and this was the idea. Yeah, really nice. Holy cow. Yeah, awesome. Are we trying to force g3? I guess so, Andrew. Yeah, this was a nice exercise. I mean, unfortunately, you've probably been spoiled with the answer. I was actually very happy with my idea to play knight f6. I think it's also a decent move, but yeah, it's definitely less winning than Mittens' answer. But yeah, I think actually, yeah. Since you're here, Adrian, I'd be very curious to hear your opinion on this position, because I mean, this is actually a pawn structure that you play. Like this is like Carlsbad of sorts, where the pawn has taken on e5, and yeah, like I want to give this one a better effort. But I'm curious to see if you think that like White's got sufficient attacking potential on the king side, because when I look at this position, even without the minor pieces, I feel like White's got an attack here. I mean, I experienced it myself from the black side, that somehow I just find it so difficult to defend this kind of position. So yeah, I would be curious to hear your intuitive thoughts here. But yeah, I think on that note, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. I just realized that I set up a timer, and the timer has been hidden this whole stream. But it turns out, yeah, we've trained our 54 minutes, so that's good. So yeah, I'm gonna head off now and go teach a chess lesson. But yeah, thanks for tuning in and training this calculation with me, and good job, Mittens, for finding that solution. That's a real nice one. Okay, see you guys on Friday then for another stream. Okay, bye.